Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Erickson Lubin and Vergil Ortiz. Exciting fight going to be taking place. But look, Lubin's got to knock him out to win. That's the only way he's going to win. That doesn't mean he can't outbox him or anything like that. I'm just telling you, you got to knock him out to win. Now, make sure you like and subscribe, become a member to the channel, and I'm going to explain to you what the problem is here. This guy's supposed to be fighting on November 8th, right? In the Dickies Arena in Fort Worth, Texas. Promoted by Golden Boy, streamed on DAZN. Y'all want to know why Lubin going to get robbed? Because of the location bias. That's Vergil Ortiz's hometown. It's a Golden Boy card on DAZN. Lubin's an outsider. They're not going to allow him to get the win. He's got to knock him out. And it's horrible. Because Fort Worth is Ortiz's hometown. That's why they're doing the fight there. It's going to be packed. Texas judges have a long history of favoring local fighters. That's no secret. You know what I'm saying? You can ask Erickson Lubin. Y'all know who Erickson Lubin is. He clearly outboxed Paul Williams in 2011. He won every single round. And then he lost a disgraceful decision. It was horrible what they did to him. Then you come now and look at the promotion politics. Who's the bigger name, Lubin or Ortiz? It's Ortiz. Who's got the machine behind him? Ortiz. This is all set up for Ortiz to win and possibly go on to fight a guy like Crawford. Go fight a big name like Boots. You know what I'm saying? It's for him to keep moving up the ladder. It's not for Lubin to do anything. Lubin's been kind of sitting stagnant. But I tell y'all what, y'all better not sleep on Lubin. But I just think with Golden Boy promotions back in Ortiz, I mean, Lubin's not their fighter. They don't want an outsider to win. Look at how they did Regis Prograis. They picked him up, threw him in there with Jojo Diaz. The fight ended up being Regis won the fight. And they didn't put him in another fight. What? They brought Jojo Diaz back and putting Jojo Diaz in there against Cofield. They're like, shit, they ain't got time. If you're not signed to them, they ain't got time for you. So the bottom line is, Ortiz is a Golden Boy fighter, so expect him to get the A-side treatment. From the ring walks, to the commentary bias, to the press conferences, the waiting rooms, everything. And also, more importantly for him, and unfortunately for Lubin, them damn scorecards. You look at the recent history, Ortiz win over Bohachuk, that shit was, some say was razor close. It wasn't razor close to me. He lost that fight. Get knocked down twice. Somehow come and win on the scorecards, and a fight where every round was somewhat close, but Bohachuk was putting the bing-bings on him. Horrible. You know, most fans and boxing analysts felt Bohachuk won the fight, hands down. Even Vergil Ortiz knows he lost that damn fight. Yet Ortiz walked away with a decision, although he was outworked. Not just in stretches, he was outworked. Let me show y'all what the problem is here, right? Y'all gonna see what the problem is right here, man. Because, where is he? So this is Vergil Ortiz, okay? Make this a little bit larger. Okay, 23 wins, 21 KOs, 91% KO ratio. He's 5'10", 70-inch reach. This is the problem. Look, 5'10", 70-inch reach. Lubin, height 5'11". They say 75-inch reach. This says 74.5. This man got a 4.5, 5-inch reach advantage over Vergil Ortiz, and Lubin has a 70% KO ratio. So Lubin gets busy. But when you just understand now, Vergil Ortiz, 70-inch reach, Lubin, like 75-inch reach. If Lubin does what he's supposed to do, Lubin gonna win this fight. But the problem is, he can't let it go to the scorecards. You just can't do that, man. Now, with Lubin, he's a southpaw. He's a boxer puncher. He can knock you out. With Ortiz, he's an orthodox pressure fighter. They know this ain't going to be an easy fight for Ortiz, facing a southpaw who can crack with that reach. If Lubin has the right strategy, right game plan, I'm telling you, he's going to make this fight look easy. His strength, he's got great timing. He's going to time Vergil Ortiz coming in. He's going to counter him. And he does great body work. With Ortiz, he's more of a power, volume, relentless pressure. The weaknesses of Lubin, some people feel that chin can make him a little bit vulnerable. If Ortiz can get in close and start banging away, he may have some success, you know what I mean? But then Lubin starts slow. What about Ortiz? Ortiz doesn't start slow. He green light go, all gas, no brakes as soon as the bell rings. But he's got a bit of a leaky defense. And as the fight goes on, he starts to fade. Lubin has better stamina. But when you look at both of these guys in recent form, Lubin had her wins over Ramos and Rosario. And those wins matter. Those were good, tough fighters. You look at Vergil Ortiz, he fought Madrimov and Bohachuk. Bohachuk, he lost that fight. He lost that shit. I don't care what no one say. He got the nod, but it was all Golden Boy, Golden Boy and the Secret Society screwing Bohachuk. Then with Madrimov, he was getting his ass whipped. And Madrimov got tired. It's not Vergil Ortiz's problem that Madrimov got tired. Vergil Ortiz did what he was supposed to do. But he still was tired down the stretch. So when you look at it, understand the style, southpaw, orthodox, timing, counters, bodywork by Lubin, relentless pressure, and just power from Ortiz. The only thing Ortiz may have is two things he may have over Lubin. It could be that chin, it could be that power. But Lubin got power too. The chin, that's the only thing. But as far as who fought the better opposition, look, Bohachuk ain't no joke. Madrimov ain't no joke. But again, how much did those fights take out of Vergil Ortiz? So I just think when you take a look at it, with Lubin being slick, being patient, very dangerous counters with that 5-inch reach advantage, that's just going to create some issues for Ortiz, who's a pressure machine, who likes to overwhelm opponents and just use that volume and power to get the job done. I just don't know. Early, it could be dangerous. But as the fight goes on, Ortiz, I think, is going to find himself saying, yikes, what the hell's going on here? Hold your horses, Lubin. You're taking it to the stupid. You're not supposed to whip my ass like this. And if Lubin boxes smart, he can win rounds, but, will the judges reward that? That's the problem. And so he's got to knock him out. But I think what Lubin has to do to win, in order for the judges not to jerk him, first, let me say this. It's impossible to outperform Erikson Lara the way he performed against Paul Williams. No one can outdo that performance. That shit was magnificent. That shit was something of beauty to see what Lara did to Paul Williams. And they jerked him. No Vaseline. Went into the hole. Horrible what they did to him. So for Lubin, I'm just going to give you what he must do to win, but I'm just telling you, if they're going to rob him, they're going to rob him. If they rob Lara against Williams, if y'all haven't seen the fight, go watch it. Erikson Lara against Paul Williams. Mute it. Just watch that shit. Horrible what they did to him. But anyway, what must Lubin do to win? He got to start fast. He can't come out slow. That's one thing. He can't do that. Can't afford to give away early rounds because they don't want to give him any rounds anyway. They're going to give them all to Ortiz, and this is in Texas, and Texas judges love aggression. So Lubin got to keep that in mind when he gets in that ring. He's got to control the distance. You got a 5-inch reach advantage. Use it. Ortiz likes to be on the side. Keep him out on the end of your shots. Lubin's got a good jab. He can pivot. He can create angles. He can keep it mid-range. Remember, he's a boxer puncher. He's got some pop, and that left hand can surprise Ortiz. Then land clean counters. Ortiz is just all gas, no brakes. He's just going to be rushed in like a bull in a china shop. This is where Lubin can really land some good body shots. And Ortiz has shown a lot of vulnerability. He'll take shots upstairs, but he's shown a lot of vulnerability to the body. But Lubin's got to be careful not to overextend and reach, because he's reaching for that body and giving up his advantages. Ortiz may, close the gap and explode on him. And next thing you know, Lubin is in there turning into a Puerto Rican equilibrium off balance, dancing salsa in the ring. Then he's got to avoid the ropes. You get on the ropes, you're in trouble. That's where Ortiz builds momentum and wins rounds early. Can't get on the ropes. You get on the ropes, your ass is in trouble. You know what I'm saying? And when you feel you're back on the ropes, react. Get out of there. Find those escape routes. Be ready to make your move. And don't just run. Step out, pivot, use angles, clinch, turn him. Whatever you have to do to force him to reset. Ortiz doesn't get up on his toes. He's like Canelo. He's not floating like a butterfly, stinging like a bee. This is damn near the same strategy Crawford used against Canelo, Lubin has to use here. I just think Lubin can afford to be a little more, he can engage more, he can exchange more than what Crawford could have done early. You know, Ortiz ain't Canelo. But stylistically, typical tuck your chin, high guard, pressure fighter, trying to break you down. So Lubin, if he can just take a tenth of what Crawford used against Canelo, Lubin will be all right. And then go for the KO. Don't just come in here thinking you're just going to go and box him. Let's be real. Lubin needs to go for the KO. He's got to stop him. Take it out the judge's hands. You lose your right to complain if you let that shit go to scorecards, and you clearly outboxed him from round 1 through round 12. You already know what you're up against, because I'm telling you, in Texas, them judges, a clean decision is very unlikely for Lubin. There's a lot of fans. They have opinions. You know, many fans feel Lubin's walking into a trap. They selected him for a reason. You know, they basically want Ortiz to clip him the way Jermell Charlo clipped Lubin back in the day. But that's the past. You go doing it in the past, you miss out on future opportunities. Lubin ain't that fighter no more. He just got clipped early. It's like talking about Zab Judah and what he went through with Costa Zoo. That shit happened, I mean, early in his career. You ain't seen nobody else do that shit to Zab and make him dance like that. So people bring that shit up. It's kind of, I mean, it happened, but it's kind of unfair, because if you go in a fight thinking, if Ortiz is going in thinking he's going to be able to Jermell Charlo Lubin, you're going to get a rude awakening. You know what I'm saying? But the bottom line is Lubin's got to understand the venue, the promoter, the judging. I mean, look at the history. It all favors Ortiz. Just look at what they did Bohachuk. That's going to tell you everything you need to know. But I do think this fight can mirror Lara versus Williams, man, where the slick boxer finds himself doing the business. But then all of a sudden, the judges ignore the clean shots and just look at Ortiz just putting ineffective pressure, and they jerk Lubin, you know what I'm saying? So Lubin's not just fighting Ortiz, he's fighting the system. So if he doesn't dominate, drop him every round. I mean, he got to do something crazy. I just think if he don't do that to Ortiz, I think he risks being another name on the wrong end of a Texas decision. So this isn't just about skill, it's about optics, politics. It's all about pressure. And he's just got to, understand what he's up against. If you look in Texas, the notorious robberies and Texas boxing history, shit. We've been talking about it. Lara and Paul Williams. Lara boxed beautifully, landed clean counters on that. Williams was aggressive but ineffective. All three judges scored it for Williams, sparking outrage. The Texas Commission later suspended the judges involved. So that just lets you know it was some bullshit going on. Juan Diaz and Paulie Malignaggi, 2009 in Houston, Texas. Paulie outboxed Diaz with jabs and movement. Diaz was a hometown fighter and Golden Boy's guy. Golden Boy again, okay? Split decision win for Diaz. Fans and media called it a robbery. Paulie famously said boxing full of shit in the post-fight interview. Got the rematch, Paulie got the victory. Jermell Charlo, Austin Trout, 2018 in LA, but Texas judging history was relevant. It wasn't in Texas, but Trout had previously fought in Texas and voiced concerns about judging bias. Charlo got a majority decision despite Trout landing clean shots late. The Texas Commission has long been criticized for inconsistent scorecards. Then Vergil Ortiz and Bohachuk, I think it was earlier this year. Anyway, Fort Worth, Texas, same place that Lubin is going to be fighting Ortiz. Ortiz was aggressive earlier. Bohachuk was landing cleaner shots and dropped him, and was able to do that all through the fight. Many fans felt Bohachuk deserved to win, but Ortiz got the decision, raising eyebrows about Golden Boy again and their influence with Texas judging. So you may say, why is Texas controversial? Well, I mean, look, the judges out here obviously often favor aggression over clean boxing. Promoters like Golden Boy have deep ties to Texas venues. Hometown fighters tend to get the benefit of the doubt, and the commission has a history of protecting its own. So again, when it comes to Erickson Lubin, I already said, if he doesn't dominate and stop Vergil Ortiz, he could become the next name on that list, So, good luck to Lubin. Let me just say this. Vergil Ortiz can fight. I like Vergil Ortiz. I just think this is Lubin's fight to win. I think Ortiz has been in some hard fights, and I just think Lubin, stars are going to line up for him, but I think they're going to jerk him. But if Ortiz is somehow able to get within that reach and Lubin takes it to the stupid and doesn't fight smart and fight small and gives up his advantages, Ortiz probably going to get him. But I think Lubin can do it. We just got to wait and see. Y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. Real good fight. I think Lubin wins this fight if he stays smart behind the jab. I don't think my opinion going to change unless Lubin is caught out, eating fried food and getting drunk and doing dumb shit. Then I'm going to say, nah, he don't win. But so far, haven't heard nothing negative about his preparations, like he's focused. I think Lubin does it. Stay behind that reach advantage. I think he does the business. Keep cool. I'm in the breeze.